You have a shirt tucked in?
Yeah.
You're such an employee, dude.
Ready?
Ready.
All right, lead us in, man.
What's up, everyone? This is Jordo and Seth here with the Wantrepreneurs. It is now almost 9 o'clock. We're having to reshoot the intro because we tried to zoom in and it stopped.
We had some fuzziness.
We had some fuzziness, so
yeah.
Life of an entrepreneur, learning by mistake. So
learn as you go.
But today we are talking about who can be an entrepreneur. We want to tackle this question.
Yeah.
Who can be an entrepreneur? What does it take to be an entrepreneur? And you know, we have a list of 5 things that we're going to talk about later in this video, but we think it's a good question. It's worth talking about.
Yeah. Everybody thinks they want to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody can. Like we've talked about before, we don't believe everybody can be an entrepreneur. But for those of you that can, what does it take? What characteristics do successful entrepreneurs have? Or at least the ones that we've experienced in our 2 years of being small business owners.
Yep.
So these are experiences that we've been able to notice that these characteristics help. And these are characteristics that we have that we believe help us be successful in running our business as entrepreneurs.
Yeah, and through the process of starting our business, we've met a lot of other entrepreneurs, successful ones that are later in their life, and so we have been exposed a lot more now that we're in this sandbox than previously to who the types of people that are successful in this business. So
yeah, you guys are gonna enjoy this. Enjoy the 5 characteristics and personality traits of successful entrepreneurs. So, I mean, that's why everybody says they want to be an entrepreneur, but the reality is you aren't going to make money. You're going to do nothing. You're going to do nothing but work, and you're not going to make a dime for a long time.
Yeah, at least if you're doing it right. If you're reinvesting as much money as you can back in the business. And that's a trade-off, and it's something I read about that venture capitalists will look at. They'll look at how much the founder of the company is paying themselves as an indicator of whether they want to invest in the business or not.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's good. We haven't made a freaking penny off our business, and we're almost 2 years this coming May. So.
Yeah. But yes, so.
Interesting. Yeah. So that's one strong point we wanted to cover is if you're getting in it for the money, just realize being an entrepreneur, it's mostly work and very little money until way down the road. So when you get into being an entrepreneur, pick something that you really love doing, because it's going to be work that you're doing because you love it and not because it pays you for a long time. Yeah,
and I think you should use the move into entrepreneurship as a way to start doing what you love. You don't want to pick something that you don't love doing, because the cold hard facts is that you are not going to be working less than you did in a day job. As much as that might be the reason you want to be an entrepreneur, is because the idea that you might be working 4 hours a day, that might come eventually, but it's not going to come in your first 5 years.
Oh yeah, you're gonna
unless you're an outlier.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, we both have day jobs, and those require us to work anywhere from 6 to 10 hours a day, and then during the day we'll have to jump out on calls or answer emails from clients, but at night that's where the magic happens. So you do work more when you start your own business.
It's a labor of love.
You work a lot more, yeah. So it becomes your life, your Saturday nights, your Sundays, Yeah. Because if we're not doing it, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like we said the last episode, you are your business. Your business, if you're sleeping, your business is sleeping, because you are the business.
Now we're talking about you should love what you do if you're going to start a business. You and I started a business for a little bit of a different reason than something we love doing. And I feel like that's something that's worth talking about, because it's something I definitely struggle with, and I have trouble giving my full heart to it, because we started a business to help a friend more than to pursue a passion or a calling or do something we love. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, we're in the garage cleaning and organization industry. It's not a big one yet. We're aiming to be the global franchise of garage cleaning and organization within the next 5 years. That's strong to say. We want to be multiple locations in the U.S. within the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Long-term global franchise.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, nobody wakes up every morning wanting to be a garage cleaning and organization company. but we got into it because we had a friend that had a need. We needed a company that required as little startup capital as possible, and it's something that we had done in college. So we did this in college, we knew what it was like, and one thing that we pride ourselves on is our customer experience.
Yep.
And that's one thing out of our business that we did choose that I feel like we do love. Because
That's
you
true.
and I we're smart, we have empathy, we know what people want, we know what they don't want, and we're willing to listen to them and get their feedback and adjust how we do things accordingly.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. There are, while the actual physical work of cleaning garages might not be Jordan and I's passion, there are so many aspects of building this business that do align with things that for sure I love doing, and I know Jordan loves doing. Jordan's one of the most gifted and talented people I've ever met at understanding the customer process and empathizing with people, which is why he's on the phone, and which is why he makes all the decisions as far as how we treat our customers, what the process is, what we say, what we do, anything to do with humans. Jordan's the guy. And so it doesn't necessarily have to be, I know we talked about do something you love if you're going to start a business, but maybe there are exceptions.
Yeah, maybe do something you're great at too.
Yeah, hopefully there's some overlap there.
Yeah.
And that's when you really make it.
Yeah. And you also have to think about, if number one, do something you love, but if you can't do something you love, do something that you're great at, or do something because you have a goal, you have an end in sight.
Yeah.
Even if being an entrepreneur is a means to an end, if you want to start a business, you don't care what it is, but you just want to get to where you're making $500 a month, because then you can go live in a beach with a tiny little shack by yourself, but that's all you need. You need $500 a month of mailbox money. Build a business, whatever it takes to get you there, then do it. Because you don't have to do something you love. You're just wanting to get to that goal.
Yeah.
Which you can do that a lot of different ways. So just do something you're great at.
What about if somebody says, I have this idea for a business, but it's not gonna be, I know it's not gonna be my end all be all. It's not gonna be the business that I set my career on. Is it okay to work on this on the side for 2 to 5 years? Will I learn a lot? Will it be a good experience? Can I use it as a informal MBA? Or do you think that people should wait until it's the idea and the business?
I think you should not wait. I think even if you know something's not going to be your prize pig, your prize hog, or your bell cow, whatever the saying is, I think you should do it anyways, because you're going to learn all of the things that you need to learn, like filing for an LLC. You're going to have to go through the process of finding somebody to create your artwork for a logo if you do that.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get all of the legal protection. You're going to have to learn how to set up a bank account.
All the honeymoon stage stuff.
All the honeymoon stage stuff, the stuff that's fun. And if you think that any of the stuff we just said sounds awful, then man, you're not going to have a honeymoon phase. You're just going to hate being an entrepreneur altogether. So just turn off the podcast or this YouTube channel now.
Yeah.
But
I agree with you. You learn a ton. You learn a ton on your building your first business, and I think even if it's not going to be what you want to do, or it's not like your perfect business, and even if you end up failing, I think you learn a ton. I can say for a fact I've learned so much from building Periwinkle that I'm going to be able to use in the future. We don't necessarily know that we're going to be working with Periwinkle for Periwinkle in 10 or 15 years, but I can promise you this, the things we've learned from this experience, I'm already using in other aspects of my life, and will for sure use in the next business we build.
Oh yeah. Absolutely, you will learn things you did not expect to learn. And you will fail at a lot of things you did not expect to fail at.
Yeah.
I mean, we're best friends, we're business partners, and that does create tension sometimes. And we've learned, and we went into business with other friends too. So that's something we're gonna talk a lot about on another episode, but there are things that you will learn, and you will learn a lot. Even if you're just starting your own lemonade stand, something that you did when you were 8 years old, you're gonna learn a lot.
Yeah.
You're gonna learn about, okay, now that I'm an adult, what do people want? What's gonna make people stop at my lemonade stand instead of the kids across the street? How do I price this to where it makes sense for me to stand out here for 5 hours every day? Those are things that you're gonna have to think through that you normally wouldn't. Because it's easy to say, I've got this idea to start a lemonade stand.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh yeah, do it. Because people love to support you. People are gonna say, yeah, do it. But you're never gonna know whether it's a great idea until you go out and ask people or you start doing it.
Yeah, and I would say up to that point, what's weird is how different the transition is when you go from being in school all your life, going to college, and then going into a job, you have your schedule laid out for you. It's not voluntary. You have to, you know, you are just abiding by a schedule. And then when you move into this role of entrepreneurship, it all of a sudden becomes so self-dictated. And everything's self-driven. You gotta set your own schedule, you gotta set your own priorities. No one's telling you what to do anymore.
Yeah.
No one's telling you what you do anymore.
Yeah,
you know?
you could just decide to take a week off, and all that happens is you don't make any money for the business that week, but you still have all the same expenses.
Yeah.
Still gotta pay for the car, gotta pay for the rent space, gotta pay the insurance.
Yeah.
But you didn't make any money. So yeah, you're gonna learn real quick whether or not you want to be an owner as soon as you exit the honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
After the honeymoon phase, it's time to put your nuts on the table and start doing some work. But
agreed. So we're talking about who can be an entrepreneur. What does it take to be an entrepreneur? And Jordan and I talked about this, and we identified 5 things that we think are absolutely critical to being an entrepreneur. And if you have these 5 traits, it's a very, very good likelihood that you will be successful as an entrepreneur, at least in the early stages.
Yes.
There's a lot more that goes into it.
These 5 characteristics will take you at least as far as we've gotten, which is almost 2 years, which is a lot longer than most people can say.
That's true. That's true. So the first one we talked about is, and it might seem the most obvious, somebody who's self-motivated. And I don't want to just throw it out there and chat about it and, you know, push it off, because while it sounds so obvious, it's so critical and core to being successful as an entrepreneur, because if you're not self-motivated, you will never get off the ground. And what that means is, when you're growing your business, a self-motivated person turns off the highway on their way home from the office and goes and knocks on 3 doors to tell people about their business. A self-motivated person says hi to somebody in the grocery store because they're wearing their company t-shirt and strikes up a conversation. It's these little things that you do day in and day out, expressing your ability to be self-motivated, that really, I think, makes it just absolutely core to the need of what to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Would you agree that everybody would self-proclaim themselves as self-motivated?
Yes.
Everybody would.
That's true.
So
that's a problem.
When we say self-motivated, we mean the top. We mean the prime self-motivated people, the top tier.
Yeah.
The 1% of self-motivated people.
So how does somebody know if they're in that tier? How does somebody know if they're really self-motivated or just kind of average?
I think you have to self-reflect. You have to really think about it. Like, am I self-motivated? You're going to come to the conclusion, yes. Am I really self-motivated? It's like when you want to lose weight.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a great example.
It's a good example.
So when you want to lose weight, everybody says, yeah, I want to lose weight. I'm going to do this. You start telling everybody about it, because if you talk about it, it's reality. It's real. People know. They can hold you accountable. Then months go by, and you don't lose any weight. And you're like, man, I'm really trying to lose weight though.
Yeah.
Like, why am I not losing weight?
Yeah.
Are you really trying to lose weight? Because if you really, 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 really cared about losing weight, you probably would.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely would.
Yeah.
You would go see a doctor. You would hire a personal trainer. You would meal prep every meal. You would lose weight if you really wanted to. Those are the self-motivated persons we're talking about. The top of the self-motivated pyramid, because everybody has a level of self-motivation and things that they care about. But we're talking about the very, very, very top of that pyramid.
Yeah, and I also think that another good example of somebody who might be that top tier of self-motivated people that we're talking about are people that are already building things on the side. You have a day job, maybe you're married, maybe you even have kids, and you're still working on that book. Or you're still drawing those, those
still making t-shirts.
You're still making t-shirts. I think anytime you're creating or learning on the side, and it's not you didn't pay money to go have to sit in a classroom and have to be given a grade by a professor. Anytime you're learning for the sake of learning, and it's not going to be validated by a third party through a degree or whatever, that to me is another good example of somebody who might be that top tier self-motivated.
Yeah. I mean, if you're running circles around everybody around you, probably a sign that you may be a self-motivated person.
But your losing weight example is a really good one.
Yeah.
That one
really
makes me think a lot about entrepreneurship.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot like, okay, You say you are, you're doing this, I see you doing this, but do you really, is it like life or death for you?
Yeah.
Is it what you wake up every morning thinking about?
Yeah. Because
is every decision you make a goal toward getting, that weight loss or that goal of being an entrepreneur?
That's very true. And it can be a month before you see any result, even though you've been doing everything exactly how you're supposed to be. Your body hangs on to homeostasis, and it can be a full month before it starts to transition.
Yeah. You gotta be self-motivated, people. And nobody's gonna teach you how to do that. You either have it or you don't.
Yeah.
One day you may hit rock bottom and then you'll realize you care about a lot of stuff, but self-motivation, you cannot fake that.
Yeah, very true.
You can't fake any of these characteristics, to be honest. So
what else we got, Jordan?
Number 2 we wrote down is you have to be a communicator. Can you speak in full sentences? I barely can, but damn it, I can speak in full sentences sometimes.
That was number 1, everyone.
Yeah.
He only made it to episode number 2 before he swore.
Yeah, sorry. I don't typically cuss, but I'm really passionate about these personality traits as an entrepreneur. So,
communication.
Yeah, you have to be a good communicator. Why, Seth?
Because you are. I like to say that every company needs an evangelist, somebody who's willing to stand up on a table in the middle of a cafeteria and yell and tell everyone all about their business. An evangelist is somebody who their sole mission in life is to tell everybody about a certain mission. Now, I think the widest application of the word evangelist is through like biblical scripture and stuff like that, but the way I think of it is in the same application, but for your business, where it's like your core destiny, your mission in life to tell everyone and anyone you meet about your business.
Yeah.
Now, that's not necessarily doesn't necessarily mean you're a great communicator, but I think you can't have one without the other.
Yeah, but you're saying if you're not a communicator of your business, if you don't have this trait of being a communicator of your business or an evangelist, your business, nobody will hear about it, therefore nobody will use your product or your service.
Yeah.
That's why you have to be a communicator, because you're not going to be able to hire a salesman right off the bat unless you live in Silicon Valley and somebody invests millions and millions of dollars in your tech company.
Yeah.
We're talking to the normal entrepreneurs, the people that do this and build it from the ground up by themselves.
Yeah.
You have to communicate this.
Right.
All of your family and friends should know about your business. Everybody that you've ever looked at should see you and ask you about how your company's going, and they will.
You know why?
And they will.
Because like what we talked about, you are your business.
Yeah, because we are a business.
Your business is you. It's one and the same.
You have to tell people, everybody. Tell everybody at your church. Tell everybody that you meet in the coffee shop. I would say hand out business cards to everybody, but you know what people do with business cards? They throw them in the trash. Get some nice business cards, but don't hand them to everybody.
Yeah.
If somebody asks you for one, run out to your car and get it, because you don't carry them with you because they're lost. They're a lost cause.
They really are. We need to come up with something. Some entrepreneur out there needs to come up with something a lot more innovative than a business card, and we'll all buy it.
Yeah. You know how many business cards I've accidentally left in my pocket and washed through the washer and it becomes a ball of lint? Every single business card I've ever been given.
Yeah.
Every single business card.
Yeah, and I think, being a great communicator is everything, because the problem is the vision for your business is inside your head, no one else's. It's inside your head. And if you're not able to communicate that effectively to other people, how are you ever going to get customers? How are you ever going to make sales?
Yeah. And sales, that falls right in with communicator. We also mean evangelist. You got to be a good salesman, or you have to be at least willing to put yourself out there, and you got to be willing to put yourself out there because you are your business.
So what about an artist or a writer who isn't necessarily an extrovert, doesn't like talking to people? They spend all their time working on their project, immersed in it. Are we saying that person cannot be an entrepreneur?
No, I think that they can be an entrepreneur. Art's a little. When I think of art, I think of they could go hang that in a coffee shop for $500. They're a piece of art, and all it takes is one person to walk by and just be captivated.
Yeah.
But a business does not work that way.
Yeah.
Because art, it's all there for the person to interpret now. It's done. It's complete. It's not going to grow anymore. It's not going to change.
Okay.
It's finite. Whereas a business, when a business is 2 months old, it's not going to be that exact business in 6 months or in 2 years.
Yeah.
It's going to change.
Yeah.
So unless you go out and speak that vision for the 10-year goal, nobody's going to know about it. Nobody's going to want to buy it, and it's not going to grow on its own.
It's true.
Whereas art and film and stuff, you have a finished product, and now it's left to interpretation. Like, you've done the work.
Okay.
You can, of course, go out and like hold up your artwork to people like, hey, do you want to buy my art? Hey, look at it. If you look at it this way, you know.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I guess the last thing I would say on communication is you don't have a business if you don't have sales or customers. And you can't get sales or customers without being able to communicate your value proposition or what you're offering. I think at the end of the day, it's that simple.
yeah. Yep.
All right.
It's simple.
Item number 3 we have is independence.
Independence. This is an interesting one. And it's interesting because I think about it seems like a lot of like the people at the very top of the food chain are lonely.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you think of people like Elon Musk and Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
And you just think, man, these guys just don't have it. They don't have, like, they're terrible with relationships. They spend all of their time in their business. Like you said, they are self-motivated, but they can communicate. They're smart guys. They're salesmen. You also, in a way, for entrepreneurship, and why we put independence, is you have to be okay with just closing yourself into a cave and working on your business.
Yeah.
You have to be okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah, the way I think of it is if you're going into entrepreneurship, you better be pretty comfortable being alone, working alone, thinking alone, losing alone, winning alone.
Failing alone. Yeah.
At least, you know, it won't always be like that, but it's your business. You're the one that's like looking at the P&L at the end of each month and at each quarter, and you're the one swallowing the losses, funding the business. You're the one. It's all on your shoulders. Even if you have partners, it doesn't always necessarily feel like the weight's completely shared evenly. You know, there's always going to be 1 or 2 people that are really taking on the risk.
Yeah.
And I think independence is just it's critical to be comfortable being independent and to have the confidence to move out alone, strike out alone, and you know that ties into the self-motivation.
Yeah, and also independence has it means you're able to go out. Yeah, you're able to function on your own. You don't need a crutch to lean against or somebody to feed you lies or blow smoke up your butt and say all of these great things. Like, you on your own can survive in the world, and that alone that says something. Because if you think of an 8-year-old kid, they're not independent. They can't go start their own company. You have to be able to take care of yourself. You have to get up in the morning on your own, turn off your alarm, brush your teeth, shower, fix your hair. All of these things, these are all things that you have to do as an independent person. You have to be presentable. You have to do these things by yourself, or at least be willing to, because one day you're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Because nobody else is gonna, everybody that pats you on the back and says this is a great business idea, one day those people are gonna fade away. Are you still gonna be okay with doing this?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I think you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
There. I mean.
Yeah. But number 4, we have resilience.
Ooh. Resilience, persistence.
Another seemingly obvious
True.
one. Seemingly
True.
obvious, but you know what? It's not an easy one, because it's like, imagine your parents tell you not to fight, okay? You keep getting punched in the face by the same kid at school, and your business is to not punch this kid back, and you know you can beat the crap out of this kid. He keeps punching you. Resilience is having the ability to not just knock this guy out, because that's what it's going to be like. And the punching is like giving up. The society and your business is going to keep punching you. It's going to keep punching you, wanting you to give up.
Yeah.
And you have to be resilient, and you have to be persistent. Come up with new ways to cope with hiring new people, or making more money, or changing the way that you answer the phone. Whatever it could be, you have to be resilient. You have to be persistent.
Yeah.
You cannot give up, because it takes a long time.
How many times have people said no to us? in the past few years.
Everybody said no. When we talked about friends and family, everybody being on board, that wasn't the case for us. That was not the case. But we were persistent, man.
Well, yeah, and I think it plays into multiple different realms for us. We, as far as selling our services, we've been told no a lot, but also I think persistence and resilience comes into when we rebranded our company, I guess at the beginning of this year. Jordan and I knew that the name of our company wasn't going to get us to where we wanted to go. The reason we knew that is because people couldn't remember our name. Even our family members couldn't remember our name. And it just was missing something. We just knew it was missing something. So we did 3 months of brainstorming on different names. We did a bunch of research. We did trademark research, and we finally came up with a name that we really liked. And
loved it.
Everyone loved it. No, they didn't. Everyone hated it. Literally every single person Jordan and I floated the idea by said, no, don't do that.
Every single person we asked about this name that him and I, we loved. But we had a sick feeling in our stomach about it too, because this name,
risky.
It was as risky as it gets. It was as risky as it gets, and everybody that we asked was honest, and they said, no, you can't do that. The name you guys have is fine. Don't change it to that. But so we didn't for 4 months. We were like, oh, we just pocketed the name. We were like, because you have to listen to your consumers. You have to listen to family and advice. You have to chew on it. So that's what we did.
Well, yeah, but this circumstance now makes me think twice about, like, when I get an idea, I ask a bunch of people, you know, because that's like common advice for entrepreneurs is like, when you get a business idea, go product test, go ask people for feedback, go empathize with your customers or hopeful customers.
Yeah.
But if we would have done that, we would still be stuck with a crappy name.
We would have been talked out of the best name we could have ever come up with for our business.
Yeah, well, so how do we know it was a good name though?
We knew it was a good name because we ran a test on Facebook where we had the exact same ad, all of the exact same content, colors, and we had our old name and our new name. And we just let them rip. See which one got the most clip, most interactions. Our name that got shot down by literally everybody, performed 3 times better than our old name. 3 times. 3 times. Because you know why? This is why. Whenever you see something as a consumer, most people, unless you're an entrepreneur, don't question the reality. They accept the reality that's presented to them. So when you see a company that's already named something crazy, you don't go, oh, that's weird. That was a terrible name. You think, oh, what is this? But when you ask somebody, hey, should I name my company this crazy name? They're going to be like, why the heck would you do that? Heck no. No. But as soon as we changed it, everybody came out of the woodwork telling us how great our name was. And that was probably the coolest thing we've ever done, because we went against everything, all of our advice, every mentor we have, we went against all of it, and we did it anyways, and it has been phenomenal. Yeah,
every customer that we've come across since then has said, oh my gosh, I love your name. How'd you come up with it?
Yeah, we struck gold with our name, and we would not have if we weren't persistent and resilient. You guys, and independent, and self-motivated, and a communicator. All of these things you have to be willing to do. You have to be willing to strike it on your own and do things that other people won't.
True.
So, that takes us on to number 5. Strong opinions, loosely held. What does that mean, Seth?
Strong opinions, loosely held. That is pretty much epitomizes how you should be when you're leading your company. You should be confident enough in the decision that you make or the opinion you have. Have an opinion. Have an opinion. When you're going on a double date and you're trying to figure out what movie to go to, and everyone's like, oh, I don't care, we can go see whatever, I like all the options, or where do you guys want to go to dinner? I don't know, anywhere, I don't care. That is not what we're talking about. Have an opinion, have a strong opinion. Want to go somewhere, want to see something, want to do something in your business, but be flexible when you find out it's not gonna work. Have strong opinions and go that direction. Take action, go try it, but don't be so married to your thought or your opinion that you're willing to literally drive your business into failure because you are too arrogant.
You listen, one of the things that makes your new company awesome is that you're not yet the Titanic. You're not a gigantic cruise line. You're a little sailboat. So you're sailing in a direction, you have a goal. You know, the winds are blowing you. If the winds start blowing, you can start getting some crosswinds that are trying to take you the other way. Go the other way. And what I mean by that is, what if you're selling diapers? What if we started a company selling diapers and we were going to sell diapers that were colored? We're going to sell blue and red diapers. It's going to be a hit. The whole mission is we don't sell a diaper that's white.
Yeah.
So we buy tons of product. Nobody's buying them. Nobody's buying our blue and our red diapers. So we get a bunch of feedback from our customers. They're like, we don't want to wear blue and red because those are, I don't know, we want to buy some for our girls.
Yeah.
And it's not very feminine color. So could you do a yellow or a light green or a pink? We're not going to say no.
Right.
We're red and blue underwear or diapers. We don't do yellow, green, and pink. And we should do those things. We should cut off all the orders to red and blue, and we should start making the ones that our customers ask for. You've got to change directions.
Yeah.
Firm opinions, loosely held. You've got to be able to go with the wind. You have to, and that's the benefit of you being your business, is you can change directions quickly, whereas if you had 30 employees, you would have to implement this change.
Yeah.
But when you're the business, make that thing happen overnight. Do it.
Yeah.
Just get it done. Listen to your consumer.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the only other example I have is if you're sitting around at a conference table with all your advisors, no one wants to be in a room where no one has an opinion about anything. No one wants to be in a room where people are like, well, what do you think? I don't know. Like, have an opinion. Make a decision and have an opinion as if you were the only one making the decision and you were the only one carrying it out.
Yep.
Be confident in your decision, but don't break and don't lose face if you find out you need to pivot or transition or do something different. Strong opinions, loosely held.
Bam, there it is. The 5 personality traits, would you call them?
Characteristics. I don't know.
Of a entrepreneur.
Yeah, like we talked about, we're entrepreneurs. I don't like the word entrepreneur. I don't like it.
I also thought of the word today. We're entrepreneurs, but we are also entrepreneurs. Because, as you know, when you're an entrepreneur, all you're doing is shoveling crap all day long. So
I like that.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs.
Okay, I like it.
So,
all right,
guys. We'll talk to you next time. Peace out.
All right. Easy peasy. I wasn't so great today, dude. Apologies.
I thought you were awesome, dude.
Really?
Yeah. Wait, let me do the giraffe chair turn.
All right, I'm ready when you are.
This is entrepreneurship, aka entrepreneurship. Dang.
Get another one. That was good though. 3.
This is Entrepreneurship 101. Follow me. If you're a businessman, you know this is where the magic happens. Because of all the coffee.